How you doing? Niall Keady here for Balbriggan News. I just called out today to see Sarah Evers from Staging Your Home for Sale, because both of us did a course yesterday with Fingal Enterprise Board on improving your website, and that's what I do. I do digital marketing, and there's a grant available from the local enterprise board, or Leo as it's called now, where you can get up to €2,500 to help improve your website. And I came out to talk to Sarah about her business and what she does, and I didn't really know too much about it, but it's actually so fascinating. I said, look, we'll do a video for Balbriggan News to tell people about it, because I could see that people mightn't necessarily go looking for her services, but they do add massive value. And I do have a little bit of experience myself, that my sister sold her house a couple of years ago, and Sarah was involved, but I didn't realise that the extent of how much, the investment that she made in the house completely transformed what she eventually got for the house, which was amazing. So I'll introduce Sarah, and you can tell me now and the listeners about Staging Your Home for Sale.
Great, thanks, Niall. Well, I'm a small local business based in Knoll. I started trading about 18 months ago, which is in around the time that I would have worked on Anya's house.
Right.
So basically, I've moved around a lot, been involved in a couple of bills, lived abroad, rented, all that sort of stuff, sold a family home following divorce, all that sort of stuff, which has given me loads of experience in terms of buying, renting, selling, building. And I've always been surprised sometimes at how poorly presented a house can be online, where quite easily it could have been presented in a better way and could have earned more money and sold more quickly.
Absolutely.
So with Anya's house, which was great, obviously a lovely client and all that, hers was an ex-rental property. Okay. It had been rented out for about 10 years. So in that case, it was a big project.
I've experienced that myself as well now, and I know I was involved in some rental property as well, and a little bit of neglect, all right, and they do need some care then afterwards. There was a lot of us that did take on houses and so on, and we were during the golden age, as they say, and then we just inherited a big load of debt. But as you said, we rented these houses out then, and now we're selling them.
Yeah. With Anya's house, say, for example, seeing as we have a good model to work on, it had been valued for, say, I think it was 50,000 less in its unstaged condition.
Right.
So Anya, very savvy client, asked me to have a look at it, and obviously my brief really is the styling and the furniture rental, providing all the accessories and dressing the home. But in the case of Anya's house, it was a bigger project, so I project managed painting, decorating. We replaced some flooring, new roller blinds. The garden needed a revamp. It needed a really good professional clean, the windows, the PVC, all that sort of stuff. And it really did transform it into a lovely show home. And it sold really quickly and really well, which is great.
Yeah, and I was astounded at the quality of the work, because
Why?
we had just sold a house ourselves in Skerries, and we didn't go to those lengths, and it was literally bare walls and bare floors. It was an ex-rental property that was staged in no way. We removed everything. Yeah. And, we did fairly well. But I can imagine we would have done an awful lot better. And then when I saw the video of Anya's house, I couldn't believe it was Anya's house.
Oh, that's
I actually
great.
thought, and I think I commented on it at the time, I actually thought they were putting out the original show house video.
Oh, right.
That's what I thought.
That's great.
That's what I thought they had done, because I knew that the shape of Anya's house when it was made available. So it was a spectacular job. Now, so she, for as I said, for a small investment, she made a massive, a great return on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is your bread and butter.
Absolutely.
The main thing.
So I do a few things. So I could provide a consultation which could just help somebody to look at their house with more of a commercial set of eyes. and maybe they're in a position to DIY stage that house themselves just with some advice. Because obviously we all, we don't live in show homes. We live in a very different way. And then it's learning to detach yourself from your home and see it as a commercial product. And how to present it to attract as many different buyers as possible. Some people will love your bright red bathroom and whatever, but a lot of people won't. And then a lot of buyers don't have the imagination necessarily to envisage what they can do, how to use the space, all that sort of stuff. So it's to try to appeal to as many of those as possible. And particularly at the moment when online presence is so important.
Absolutely.
It's more challenging to have a physical viewing of a home at the moment. So it's a great screening tool for everybody as to whether you want to follow through and see your property or not.
And I really do admire the work you do, and you do a great job. And it is a kind of a fascinating thing, because for a long time I've been involved in sales, and I know about presentation, and you hear all these tips and things about how to sell your house, and the smell of bread and the smell of coffee and things like that. And you really do see the effort that you go to. So like, if you've taken a bare four walls house, what will you do?
Well, if it depends obviously on the condition of the home, but if it's a home that's in good condition, I will effectively dress the house fully. So fully furnish it, provide all the art, all the soft furnishings, so rugs, lamps, bedding, throws, cushions, all that sort of stuff, toiletries, towels,
absolutely,
and all the little knicknacks that make the place feel like a home.
So obviously, with a great eye then for that kind of detail and that stuff, which is great. So, is there a kind of obviously you'll do big properties and so on, but I'm sure like the small little ordinary sale lettings, is it?
Lettings, I suppose, in the current market, they need less of an investment because I suppose the demand is there. But yes, absolutely. I mean, it applies to properties going on the market for rental also. I suppose it's just a little bit less common in the current market.
It's just you see a lot on websites and things like that, like no job too small, but is there a job too small, or
no? No. Like, as I say, consultations start at €200. So if it's just a consultation you want, that's fine. But I would stress the importance of never showing a home empty. Because it makes the rooms look smaller. It makes it very hard for a buyer to work out the space in the room. Can they put in their big sofa or their big dining table?
What if you've already done
things like that? So you're presenting it and helping them to see how they might live there and all that sort of stuff.
And so how do they involve you? Do you come direct, or do you come through the estate agent?
I'm both B2B and B2C. So through my website or Facebook or Insta, all the usual social media channels and stuff.
What is the name of your website again? How will they find you?
Staging, well, hopefully after
we've got to work
my
to do on
website.
That, they will find you if they go directly to
stagingyourhomeforsale.ie.
Brilliant. And I said it's a fascinating concept. Is there anything else now you want to tell people about in Balbriggan? So this is going to just go on Balbriggan News. And I said I just found it fascinating. So it's worth getting the message out there.
I think I would ask anyone who's thinking about putting a home on the market just to take the time, or if you don't have the time, employ a professional, and get advice. Show the home in the best way possible. I know sometimes when you're putting a house on the market, you might feel daunted that staging is going to be very expensive, or that staging only applies to very high-end properties. But call me, ask me to have a look at the property. And for example, I also do accessory packages. So even if it's a case that there is furniture in the property, I can provide lamps, rugs, ornaments, everything like that. And those accessory packages are from about €1,000. €1,000 might sound like a lot, but if you get an extra 20,000,
absolutely, and that can
for the property,
and it can mean that difference,
and also even selling the property quickly is really important. If you're paying a mortgage on that home, you want to turn it around quickly. Obviously, for the most money you can, but turning it around quickly is very important, particularly for anyone who's maybe in difficult circumstances, whether it's a following a death or a divorce or any number of different reasons when people might need help to sell a property quickly.
So, like, how much notice do you need then, and how long does it take?
Depending on the size of the project, I have a massive inventory of furniture, wall art, catering for all kind of house types. So contemporary, vintage, whatever the style of the home might be. Now, I may need to source additional pieces, but that sort of thing is pretty quick. I have, lots of nice trade accounts. I'm very good at the shopping part. Depending on the other people involved in the process, lining up painters and decorators and gardeners and whatever, that might move out. But I could typically stage a property within 2 weeks and have it ready for market within 2 weeks. It might be a little bit longer depending on who else is involved in the process.
Okay, so what you're saying as well is that you can do the whole process, and you can involve everybody, painters, gardeners, everything that needs to be done.
I'll facilitate all that and project manage all that.
Okay, and like even a deep clean and stuff like
absolutely.
that. Excellent.
I use local cleaning companies as well.
Great.
So
and that is important. Like there is there's an element now, even talking to you now, because I'm helping you out with the website and your digital marketing and Balbriggan News, and I am conscious that with the digital vouchers thing, there's loads of business out there, and there is. I know Fingal have a campaign at the minute of keeping business local, but keeping business to business local as well.
Yeah.
That we do use each other for local projects and things like that. Like you use a local web designer. If I come to be selling the house, I can use you. But you use the local cleaning company and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think that is really, really good. And that's really good talking to Sarah, and hopefully we can generate a bit of business then for everybody concerned.
Great.
Thanks very much.
Niall. Really
Cheers.
appreciate that. Thank you.